Turn your cameras on again. Same old script, same old pretend. Another night, another blame, another thumbnail with my name. You say you're done, then here we go, round and round the same old show. If silence came, what would you be without your obsession with me? You think I'm listening, hanging on every word, but while you're talking, I'm living every dream you've never heard. You don't get my story, you don't get my song, you don't get to ride where my heart belongs. You wanted the world to see me through your eyes, but truth keeps rising no matter how you try. I'm building a life, you're building another rumor. I'm counting my blessings, you're counting my viewers. God keeps opening doors no one can close, while you keep chasing shadows. I keep growing. 7 years and nothing's changed. Different title, same old game. Every road you choose to take still circles back to my name. You say you know me, but you never knew my heart. You only know the picture you kept pulling apart. I stopped carrying the weight you tried to give. You chose to stay angry. I chose to let you don't get my story. You don't get my story. You don't get my song. You don't get to decide where I belong. Where I belong. You wanted my family, my voice erased, but love is stronger than tears and hate. I'm building tomorrow, or reliving yesterday. Every time you speak my name, you only prove my strength. I won't become what you became. I won't spend my life looking through somebody else's window. I've got children laughing, I've got dreams waiting. I've got a son whose light still shines inside my heart. I've got work to do, people to love, home to build. That's where you'll never find me living in hate. You don't get my story, you don't get my end. Every stone you threw became another step I'm standing on. Every lie you whispered couldn't drown the truth. Every door you tried to close, not open, so keep saying my name. If that's all you got left, I keep building love, I'll keep building faith, I'll keep building a life that speaks louder than the noise. And one day, when the noise finally fades, I still have my family, I still have my purpose, I still have my song, because my story is never yours to tell.
Okay, hello there. Hello. Just gonna, all right, I think we're just gonna go on. Usually I play 2 songs, but tonight, I don't know. I did a lot of kayaking today, and oh boy, I have videos to put. Took Desi. Desi was so cute. Today was our anniversary, so I was out and about, and kids, Ethan had his girlfriend over, and Luke had a friend over, so we were on the lake, and then we went to see Mike and Gia, then we went to dinner, then we went out for ice cream. So that's what we wanted to do. We're still going to do some kind of something probably this weekend for our anniversary too. I don't know if it's going to be should we celebrate the anniversary for the rest of July? It is the golden anniversary, which, because, when you have a golden birthday, if you're like 20 and your birthday is on the 20th, that's your golden birthday. This is our golden anniversary. So, anyway, it was so cute with Desi. I don't have my phone here. I can't even show you the little videos. I'll put them up probably in little shorts. He was so chill on the kayak. It was really funny, and just really liked going in. And Ethan's girlfriend was like, I wish my dogs liked the water like that. And I'm like, well, he doesn't, usually it's funny. He'll go on the kayak. I said they'll stand on like the stand-up paddleboard and stuff, but I take them out. You guys have seen those videos, but yeah, he was just so chill on the kayak. It was calm, and we just went around a lot. But I know I'll feel it later, because I was at times they just going very, very quickly, and especially after I would drop Desi off, then I just kind of tried to go like as fast as I could to challenge myself. So that was, but that's what you feel later. Anyway, let me do the mic check, because if I'm not even being heard, that's going to be fun. Let me do the mic check. Mic check. Let's see. Should be. Wait. Going perfect. Okay. So today I got an email from a friend of ours. You guys know him on he came up on panel with the Nancy Guthrie case, our friend Jason Bourne. He sent me an email. He asked me if I would consider going over the Angelica Brophy case. Have you guys heard about that? It's a nurse who has disappeared. She was last seen on July 6th. And I think I might have reported on it in headlines, but I didn't really dive into it. So I did a little, before I came on here, he provided me with some resources and things like that. So then I took some notes. We got a timeline going, and I'm just going to talk about it because you know what it reminds me of, though? Remember the one in South Carolina? Remember wasn't she a nurse too? And she walked off into the woods of South Carolina, and then she was found deceased. And then we have that other girl that she was the preacher's wife, and she went up to North Carolina and she took her own life. It almost sounds like something like this, and I'll tell you why. Well, let me tell you a little bit about, let me look at my notes here. Always got a notebook, right? Always have a notebook. Angelica Brophy, 44 years old. She was last seen on July 6th. That's when she was reported missing at 9:30 p.m. by her husband. Yeah, but I don't think the husband had anything to do with this. She dropped her daughter off at camp that day, right? And then she went to Harrah's Southern California casino, and then she left there at 3:40 p.m. It's looking like it went to Palomar State Park. Now, she was supposed to pick up her daughter from camp, but then her brother said no, she had already made other arrangements. So, see, that tells me she's making other arrangements. Like, if she was truly making other arrangements, now, was it a text? Was it a phone call? Did she really make these other arrangements, right? Okay. She didn't show up for work. And again, she's a nurse at Kaiser Permanente. And at 9:30 p.m., her husband reported her missing. 3 days later, her car was found abandoned in Palomar State Park parking lot. Inside that car was her purse, her passport, all these things. I'm going to go into it in greater detail. This is just to get you a little bit up to speed. So the car was found July 9th. And then on July 12th, they did dives on July 12th and the 13th in these ponds, searching for her. Nothing was found. The Oceanside Police Department had a presser and just said that she was seen entering that park at 4-something, by herself. She was seen entering Harrah's by herself. Now, I don't know if leaving Harrah's, I believe also by herself. Now, brothers are struggling. Sister-in-law said she's a mother that would do anything for her kids. She left Harrah's alone. So let's look a little bit further into this timeline. Yeah, it is kind of looking like handy dandy notebook, right? It is kind of looking like whatever happened, especially when they go into these state parks. These state parks, I don't know what it is about these state parks that so many people either choose to commit crimes there or go there to take their lives. I don't know. What is it about these state parks? What is it about these state parks? Why always in these state parks? It's just crazy. Now, let me show you. Let me go into a little further detail. Where's my other stuff over here? I think I have it over here. Okay. Because there's something, okay. So they are having a lot of searches for her. There's a lot of people volunteering. And here's some things. It was on July 6th around 4 p.m. that she purchased a parking pass, okay, for Palomar State Park. She reportedly entered the park alone in her own vehicle. Her vehicle was located on July 9th at the Palomar Mountain State Park. Inside her vehicle, police found her cell phone, her purse, her wallet, her cash, and her passport. That's not good, guys, okay? That's never good. If you're going somewhere where you don't need anything like that, not good. Her Apple Watch last pinged at a trailhead beyond the location her car was parked. Another very not good thing. See, they don't think this is foul play. They said foul play, it was not suspected. I don't think it's foul play either. I think whatever happened is at her own, her own hand, and I don't think it's something good. I think she probably took her own life. Okay, so her Apple Watch last pinged at a trailhead beyond the location her car was parked. Now, remember when that wife of that preacher, right, went to North Carolina, she called 911 to tell them where she was going to do this so her body would be found, right? Perhaps she intentionally wore that Apple Watch so that they would know where to find her, but for some reason they're not finding her. I don't know why, but so her Apple Watch last pinged at that trailhead beyond the location her car was parked. The watch is not currently listed as one of the recovered items in the investigation. Okay. She was captured on surveillance footage leaving Harrah's Resort, Southern California, in Valley Center alone at approximately 3:30 p.m. on July 6th. And roughly 50 minutes later, at around, they say that's 30 minutes later because they say around 4, a parking receipt and an entry pass confirmed that her vehicle entered Palomar Mountain State Park. Concern arose later that evening when she missed her scheduled overnight shift at Kaiser Permanente Medical Center in San Marcos. 3 days later, on July 9th, family members discovered her abandoned, unoccupied vehicle in a parking lot near a pond and a trailhead inside the state park. So they've been, divers were searching the pond and found nothing. The investigation is ongoing and active. Okay, let's see here. So some of people's questions is, what about her phone records? What do they show? Exactly, right? And what exactly is the basis for the reported Apple Watch location, and what happened during those 6 hours that she's unaccounted for? Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to see what else, because there's something I want to show you. Just have to make this. All right, so again, she dropped her daughter off at summer day camp, 9:30 a.m., July 6th. Never showed up to work that evening. She's a night shift worker who was scheduled to work from 7 p.m. She was seen leaving Harrah's just before 4. Then she has that parking ticket stamped 4:20 at Palomar Mountain. Okay, so in her car, purse, wallet, driver's license, cash, passport, and phone. Then the Apple Watch pinging at the trailhead, which is just past her car, and that's how the car was found. No leads and no foul play. Don't start this, Carolyn. No foul play suspected. And there were 2 days of extensive searching by San Diego Search and Rescue using dogs, scent and cadaver, horses, drones, helicopters, foot patrol, and divers. Nothing found. Search and rescue effort was immense, and as of Monday, 7/13, it's highly unlikely that she is anywhere near her car or the Palomar Mountain. They're exploring every theory with no confirmed leads pointing in any specific direction. They're now expanding the search, asking people to get the flyer anywhere they can. Any information about her whereabouts or recent activity, especially on July 6th, may be helpful. They've been holding a prayer vigil, and let's see. Now, somebody reported that they live at the bottom of Palomar Mountain. They've been seeing a lot of turkey vultures circling. But somebody said, I've seen a lot of turkey vultures over the Warner Springs area. There could be anything. Okay, so let me... There's something I want to bring up. They have a site, okay, and it is, I'll show it to you. They have a site here, and it's called Cal Topo, like Cal Topo, where they're showing the searches of people. So I'll show you this, and let me pull this over here. So this is where the volunteers have searched. So they have completed volunteer hikes over here. Okay, and then it tells you when you click on these, this is volunteer, right? 7, 12, 24. It says volunteer 2369 miles, sector F. So here's a picnic area, Cedar Grove Group Campground. So they have this here that, and then you can zoom in on it, of course. Here's that pond. Here's a parking lot. Here's where her vehicle was recovered. And then this is the pond area. And let's see where the trailhead is. Where her, oh, here's the ping right here. Car found here, here's the ping. And here's a pond. Just so you see that. And I'm going to let you know something else. Okay. Was Angelica, these are case frequently asked questions, right? Was Angelica's daughter's pickup pre-arranged? Yes. According to, I believe it's her brother, another parent was already scheduled to pick up Angelica's daughter. The carpool arrangement was made that morning. Why isn't Angelica's husband searching? He is. Husband is leading search efforts and being present for their children. We as members of their village have stepped up to manage the media aspect of her case. Angelica's brothers, Martin and Ramon, are also assisting with search coordination and media updates. How do we know Angelica entered Palomar Mountain State Park? A parking attendant confirmed Angelica purchased a parking pass on July 6th. Although the parking station often operates on the honor system, an attendant was present that day and was able to identify Angelica. Where was Angelica between 9:30 a.m. and 3:40 p.m.? Unknown. Her movements during that day have not been publicly established. Was Angelica familiar with this area? Yes. It has been shared that Angelica completed a Strava run in Doane Valley on March 30th, and a friend stated she also hiked there in February. Could Angelica have hiked and still made it to work? Possibly. Her daughter's pickup had already been arranged, and a coworker shared that staff at the ER have access to a space where some employees shower before or after shifts. What was Angelica doing at Harrah's? According to the family, Angelica went to Harrah's, Southern California, to use her Harrah's rewards. Why wasn't Angelica reported missing until 9:30 p.m.? Angelica failed to report for her scheduled 7 p.m. shift, and when she could not be reached, she was reported missing later that evening. Okay, so what is the Oceanside Police Department doing? They are publicly reported investigation efforts include reviewing surveillance footage, determining Angelica's movements, determining whether she won money at Harrah's, continuing coordination with search and rescue and partner agencies, and impounding Angelica's vehicle on July 15th. What was in Angelica's vehicle? Publicly discussed items were her cell phone, her purse, her wallet, her passport, her cash, and her Stanley water cup. So she didn't even take water with her, okay? Whether work clothes or other work-related items were in the vehicle has not been publicly confirmed. Why wasn't the vehicle removed immediately? The vehicle remained at the trailhead until July 15th. It was intentionally left there in case Angelica returned. Was the vehicle taped off or fingerprinted? The vehicle was marked with traffic cones but was not surrounded by crime scene tape. Whether fingerprint processing or other forensic processing was conducted has not been publicly disclosed by the Oceanside Police Department. Where did the Apple Watch last ping? The Apple Watch ping was near Doane Pond. Okay, let's see. Angelica's cell phone was recovered from her vehicle. Family reviewed the phone before it was turned over to law enforcement, and law enforcement conducted a forensic examination, and no public investigative leads from her phone have been disclosed. Was the phone intentionally turned off? That's unknown. Oceanside Police Department has not publicly stated whether the phone was intentionally powered off or whether it was simply stopped communicating. Besides the gray shirt and black leggings, what was Angelica wearing? It's unknown. Additional clothing, footwear, or accessories have not been publicly confirmed. Is there a GoFundMe to support search efforts? Not yet. Those wishing to help are asked to share flyers, participate in organized searches, submit GPX tracks after searching. You can donate water, electrolyte, snacks, or other supplies for volunteers. Share official flyers and updates. Okay. Oceanside Police Department. Detective Ryan Malone. 760-436-4537. Anonymous tip line 760-435-4730. Hashtag bring Angelica Brophy home. Okay, let me go to see here. Okay, so someone's saying her cryptic last text. Let's see what that is. A devastated nurse has told the U.S. Sun about a cryptic final text she received from the missing mom. Ashley Seitz, 38, who has worked with Angelica Brophy for the last 3 years and formed a strong bond with the 44-year-old and her fellow emergency room nurses. Let's see. The pair enjoyed line dancing, spending time with each other away from Kaiser San Marcos Hospital. But upon hearing that Angelica Brophy was missing, Seitz has been unable to come to terms with her friend's increasingly perilous situation. More than a week after Brophy vanished on July 6, family, friends, and coworkers gathered Wednesday evening for a candlelight vigil as search efforts continue across Palomar Mountain State Park. Brophy was last seen leaving Harrah's Resort, Southern California, and Valley Center around 3:40 p.m., according to investigators. Authorities say the record shows she then purchased a parking pass at Palomar Mountain State Park at around 4:20 p.m. She never returned home, and she failed to report for her scheduled work night shift. Her husband, Brent, reported her missing later that evening after unsuccessfully trying to contact her. 3 days later, Brophy's gray Hyundai Kona was found abandoned in a parking lot at Palomar Mountain State Park. This sparked a large-scale search effort, including sheriff's deputies, California State Park search and rescue teams, canines, units, drones, helicopters, and hundreds of volunteers. Seitz, who lovingly refers to their close group of friends, which Brophy is part of as the Taco Bellas, our guilty pleasure on the late-night shift, recalls the heartbreaking last time she heard from a friend. Our group of 5 is extremely close, Seitz said. We all met when we opened the hospital together. We were all night shift nurses. Sometimes it was chaotic, but often there would be a lull. We became very close, talked about deeper things. Her last message in group chat was thanking us all for being such great friends. But that's something we did all the time. I have 4 children, so sometimes I'd message the group saying, I had a terrible mom day. Thanks for being there. Or after a hard shift, I'd say, thanks for listening. I love you all. We were always expressing appreciation for one another, so it wasn't unusual. We said those kinds of things all the time. Looking back now, though, it almost feels cryptic. At the time, it wasn't, but it does now. Police have said they've been unable to locate Brophy's cell phone and believe it was either turned off. Now, they just said it was left in the car. Police said they have been unable to locate Brophy's cell phone and believe it was either turned off or had a dead battery and was left in the car. That doesn't even make sense. Police have said they have been unable to locate Brophy's cell phone and believe it was either turned off or had a dead battery and was left in the car. That's a big mistake. I think, what are they talking about? I think that's, this is crazy. While Seitz understands why she left her wallet behind, leaving her phone is harder to understand and signaled a red flag. I think it's odd, she continued. Leaving the wallet isn't that strange, but leaving your phone? She's smart. If she was going hiking, she'd normally have some kind of safety net. Then again, maybe she was having a bad day, wanted to clear her head and just leave everything behind and go for a walk. She's very capable. It's not like she's a little old lady. She'd run marathons. Seitz says alarm bells rang when Brophy failed to arrive for work. The day she went missing, I was at work. When she didn't show up, I started calling her. Then I found out her husband was looking for her. And that's how everything got started. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, just doesn't make sense. All right, and here's where her car was found. And here is what the heck just happened? Hold on a second. I just had a picture of her and then it just went wacky. Shoot. So people are wondering why the husband's not speaking to the media. It really hurt, and Seitz says it really hurts that people keep suspecting him. I understand he has to be cleared, and he understands that too. He doesn't have a large social media presence. He's focused on the kids, while a large group of us have taken on dealing with the media. He's absent from the media because he's grieving and looking after his children, not because he doesn't care. Seitz described Brophy as an experienced hiker, but said her disappearance does not fit her usual routine. The unanswered questions have left friends considering every possibility. It just doesn't make sense to me, Seitz says, why Brophy was hiking alone. Also, the time she went. I feel like there's no concrete information leading us firmly down any path, which is why this has been so challenging. Obviously, we're searching the mountain because that's where her car was found, but we haven't had any hits from search dogs. We've had helicopters, drones, foot patrols, trained and volunteer searchers. Did she run away? Did she hurt herself? Did she get lost hiking? On Monday, when she went missing, all of those possibilities would have seemed insane. But the longer I've thought about it, you start looking at every interaction. Now here's, just as someone that's covering this right now and looking into this, what about this, guys? Okay, here's what I'm thinking could be. And I don't know, I could be totally off base or I could be right. I'm not looking at the chat because I'll look at the chat when I'm done telling you this because I don't want to get distracted. And I have ADD and I get distracted. So, what if there was something like some big bill or some kind of thing that had to be paid? What if they were in debt for a certain reason I don't know. Could be gambling. It could be something else. The gambling, it could fit into my other idea here. So let's just say her and her husband, I don't know, he knew he didn't know, say there's something very large. Who knows? Could be house going into foreclosure. Could be that what if she took money from an account and lost that money and was trying to replace that money before he finds out, something to that effect. So much so that she would know that, hey, wait a minute, I have to leave my daughter at camp now. Where are those hours before she gets to Harrah's? Where was she? Was she trying to find out other ways to get this money? Or was she borrowing money or something to go to Harrah's with to see if she was going to, put it on black, put it on red, whatever, and have some windfall in order to rectify a certain situation? And then what if she just lost what if she just lost everything at Harrah's in that hour, whatever she was there? Okay, you could lose it real fast, right? Especially if you're stressing and you're just trying to make it back. And then what if she felt she had no way out, right? And it's silly, right? Because if you're going to tell somebody that you're going to take your life over that money, I guarantee the person's going to probably say there's another solution. You shouldn't take your life over that. But a lot of times some people feel that there's no solution. So, we don't know. Like, why didn't they ask this nurse? Is this something that she normally does? Does she normally go to Harrah's? Now, she was redeeming points. Usually when you have points, it means you're pretty frequently there. Did she have a gambling problem? I don't know, right? But I'm just throwing stuff out here just by looking at this. And we don't know. The police have not released what happened at Harrah's, where she was at Harrah's. And we know that they could see where she is. They have cameras all around, right? Was she at the blackjack table? Was she at the craps table? Was she playing roulette? Was she instead up at a room meeting somebody? What was it? What happened? We don't know. But could it be a woman in despair that drove into that state park, got out of the vehicle without anything, got to that trailhead, and then what? Why, if that was the case and she decided to take her life, why hasn't her body been found? That's something. Did someone come in and pick her up? Right? Did she want to make herself disappear? Gone girl kind of a thing? Was somebody there that said, leave everything there, they'll think you're gone? Come with us? Did they have surveillance looking? I don't know. Now I'm going to see what you guys think. Let's see. Now I'm going to go back to the chat. Hold on a minute, guys. Hold on a minute, guys. Where's my chatty chat? Chatty chat is over here. Hi, I61. Hi, Rosalita. How are you? I wonder what happened to Angelica's. Hi, B-Lady. Gee, to leave your wallet and your phone, not me. Right. Let's see. Hi, Jet Set. Hi. Hi, everybody who came in while I was reading. Jet Set said, good evening. All I think there are sane people here. I have to leave the chat where people say that the porch guy video is AI and that Nancy was taken by Big Pharma. Oh my goodness, Jet Set. I know. That stuff is crazy. You're safe here. You're marked safe. Jet Set, you can mark yourself safe in this chat. Let's see. Yeah. Debbie says state and national parks. What do you guys think about this? Hi, Chrissy. How are you? What do you guys think about this Angelica Brophy case? What do you think? Do you guys have any ideas of what happened? What do you think? Do you think she took her own life? Do you think somebody picked her up? What do you think she was doing those hours before she arrived at the Harrah's casino? What do you think? She left her water in the car too. Let's not forget that. Let's see. Yeah, it's good, Jet Set. You're okay. Mental illness. I don't know. I mean, it's let's look a little further in this. Is this it? Yeah. Okay. Prayer vigil. Okay, so her sister-in-law said, just wants everyone to know, we are out here in Ohio sharing flyers, reaching out to anyone we know with contacts in California, praying every day she is found. Okay, someone asked, did she leave her keys in the vehicle? Going to Palomar Mountain at 4:20 when you are due for a 12-hour shift at 7 p.m., which, hold on a second, which is a minimum 1 hour away. Her keys and watch have not been found, so she obviously had her keys, right? And the keys and the watch have not been found, which probably means they're on her body, right? She took them with her. She was walking with them, right? She was alone and had her keys. It appears her intention was to return. I can see leaving her phone in the car. Battery was out. No service there. Who is going to lug their purse? So in this circumstance, it's understandable. She paid for parking. She was alone at the casino, left alone and was not followed. Did she go hiking, or did she leave with someone, or did someone take her? Did she get lost or injured on the trail? Attacked by a predator? Are there any trail cameras on Palomar Mountain, or any tracking of mountain lion movement in that area on that date? What did the parking lot attendant or the ranger take so long to confirm that she entered the park alone? Someone said, if there is no service, then how did her watch ping? It can be spotty, would be my guess, but overall no service up there. Curious why it took 3 days to find her parked car. Sunday, she had lunch in LA with her kids and friends. 3-hour round trip drive. I initially thought she worked a 12-hour shift on Sunday. Look up the timeline on this page. She dropped her daughter off in Oceanside. She drove to Temecula and made a purchase at a smoke shop. Then she drove to Rincon Casino, left at 3:30, arrived at the park at 4:20, was to be back at work 20 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes away by 7 p.m. Not much time planned to rest up before work. See what people are saying. Then somebody said, Rincon or Harrah's? Daughter at Oceanside or San Marcos? Just checking because I read the wrong info then. Let's see. Harrah's Casino is Rincon. I've seen they live in Oceanside and saw the day camp was in Oceanside. The hospital is where she worked is in San Marcos. That's a lot of driving for someone to then work a 12-hour shift. Someone said, this is the first time I've seen her work schedule discussed prior to her disappearance. Are you saying she worked Friday and Saturday night before the dinner with family? Any timeline I have seen starts with Sunday. She did not work the night of 7/5. However, she was due to work the night of 7/6. Let's see. Is the drive to Temecula before the casino confirmed? I haven't seen it on the timeline. Praying for a positive outcome. Let's see what we have here. I've never seen the Temecula information. Curious where that is mentioned. Someone said the Temecula purchase was found in her car. Someone said, I haven't heard or read that anywhere. This is quite a trek, even further out of the way. Someone said, I haven't read about a receipt in her car either. I wonder if it's on one of the... Let's see. Then it says, from the fact sheets, noting nothing about a receipt. Did you hear of the facts on the news? And why wouldn't the receipt be listed? Someone said it's possible it has not been mentioned publicly, and for good reason, since there's an ongoing investigation. It does seem quite out of place to trek all the way to Temecula. Very true, but then this individual shouldn't be mentioning that here. If she has inside information, she needs to keep that to herself. We don't know that it's inside information. It could also be information from some of these channels and podcasts and stuff that put stuff out there that's not true. Who knows where it came from and who knows whether it's true. It's not deemed factual yet. Let's see. Does she have a WhatsApp account? I wonder if someone at the casino targeted her, directed her to the state park, and then hid in the car when she drove through the entrance. Someone said, I read she's an avid hiker and frequents this park. The parking attendant confirmed that she was alone in the car. It's one of the pieces of information that was originally clarified. If the parking attendant is quite possibly her only witness at this park, then does anyone know if the police have checked into his background, questioned him further, and does anyone know if he's still available for questioning, if he's still working there? Someone said, other than she, somewhere it was reported that the ranger serving as a parking attendant is a female. Being the last to see Angelica, I don't believe any other update has been issued. I'm sure, however, that she's still employed because those roles tend to have a very low turnover. Thanks. Let's see. So now everybody's going like with this Temecula stuff about buying a vape. What was purchased? What kind of product? Very important to know. A vape from what I understand. Okay. Why would she go there, especially when you can get it in Oceanside? Very weird, if true, but these are rumors. I haven't seen it confirmed. Someone said, I saw the Temecula smoke shop detail, and it has been bothering me. Any video of her at a smoke shop or surrounding areas, if she went so far out of her way to a certain smoke shop, someone may be selling something illegally. Was said product still in the bag? These actions do seem like they could be related to drug abuse behavior or someone who's trying to make it look like drug abuse behavior. I remember a story when I first moved to Temecula about a missing mom who was found at Tanaja Falls who had died from a meth overdose. Stories are a little similar. This is really sad. I am hoping it is none of those bad possibilities and there's some kind of crazy explanation and she is found okay. Temperatures that day and around the times that she was there were between 85 and 92 degrees around Harrah's and Palomar Mountain. Not the best weather to hike. Another thing is, people have said she has hiked before, but they point to the one time she hiked there in February. It's not like it's part of her routine. Last question I have seen, I have is people said carpool was arranged that morning, and that is not uncommon, but there's a big difference clue between someone offering that and having and her explicitly asking for it. I have not seen any clarification on that, just dismissed as normal or common. Okay. Someone said someone needs to pull the telematics data from her vehicle. The data will indicate if there was another person in the vehicle with the seat weight sensors. The data will also indicate if she's been to Palomar Mountain before, and if so, how often. Those electric vehicles also have dash cams that are constantly recording. Someone said, I think the Apple Watch data will have the most info, including the heart rate, and if it was elevated at any point, and the GPS. Okay. So we were there. Let's see. Hang on 1 second because I have to take 2 ibuprofen. My head is starting to pound here. Hold on a minute. Let me put you over here on this thing. And so you guys keep thinking, and I'm right here. I'm just going to just take 2 ibuprofen. Who's Marie? Got it, Marie? Who is Marie? Who's Marie? I don't know who Marie is. Was the it's a parking attendant. But they're saying it's they're saying like ranger too. I don't know, because a parking attendant is very, very different from a park ranger. Very different educational requirements too to be a park ranger or a parking attendant, right? Yeah, they're very different. I don't know. So I'll see what I can find out. Let me just grab 2 ibuprofen. Hang on a minute, I've got to put my watch on the charger too, because then I'm in trouble. It's not charged, and then I go for a swim and it doesn't track me. God knows, but I'd like my Apple Watch to know too, so it doesn't think I'm not doing anything, right? Okay. There we go. Now, I've got to bake more cookies for my kids, and what am I going to do? Let me just take this ibuprofen. Get your questions, I'll look them up. want to get a drink too. Hang on. I just want to get a drink of seltzer. Then I'll look up your stuff. And I'll look up more. Unfortunately, I don't think it's good. Okay? I don't think you guys probably think it's good either. Right? Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you the funniest story. You guys know that I tell you all the time, like I told you that I have dogs, like most of them don't like toys, like my Zoe and Muffy, they were not big into toys. My bulldogs, they a little bit, but then like when they're puppies, yeah, they are. And like Desi and Lulu will start to run after something and then not. But Jasper, boy, Jasper loves toys, and Jasper loves to play fetch. So Jasper's a funny dog. So he's got certain toys that he loves, and it's one of these is like this ball. It floats too, but it has like a handle, so he can grab it, and he'll throw it at you. So anyway, I was at the store the other day. I couldn't believe this. Okay, I went to the freaking Dollar Tree, and they had these brand name toys from like ASPCA, American Kennel Club. But they had this ball. They only had one of them. And it was this ball. And it said it glows in the dark. And I said, oh my gosh, Jasper will love that, right? So Jimmy shined it up with the this flashlight that really makes it glow. So when it got dark tonight, after we got home, because it was our anniversary, Jasper's always throwing stuff at me to throw for him. So I'm like, Jasper, look at this. And this thing is glowing. I'm going to take a video of it, okay? It is glow. You couldn't believe. It looks like it's radio freaking active, okay? So I throw it, and Jimmy's like, is he going to get it? Because I threw it really far. I'm like, he's going to get it. In comes Jasper, and Jasper's a black dog, right? So all you see is this like radioactive ball coming towards you. And he's like mesmerized with this thing. He can't believe this thing. So then he gets like, especially at night, he wants to put his throwing toys in a spot on the porch. He doesn't want them to get lost, right? So, so then he gets a little anxious if he's going to let me throw it again because it's dark. So then I said, let me throw it. So I threw it. He comes back with it. And then Jimmy's like, I hope he doesn't tear it up. I said, no, it's really good quality because he's, chewing on the thing. And it was great. We brought it inside tonight, when he came in, when we brought them all in for the night, and put it over here. But I will take a video tomorrow night. You got to see the way this thing glows and the way he just loves that thing. So if you can find one, hi, Renee. It was the last one there, but they did have really good quality toys. There was another one that's like, it's perfect for Jasper's size. It's like that big. It's like the kind of ones that look like a tire, but it's not a tire. They're in like big fluorescent orange or fluorescent yellow, and they bounce like crazy. So you can take it and you can wail it on the driveway or something, and it'll bounce up in the air. And boy, he loves that. Loves it. And Lulu will go out for a minute, and Lulu and Desi, like Desi would go and chase it, but it's almost like they're saying, let Jasper do it. Really, I don't know what it is, but like then we just went to see Roman. We bring Roman in to my son's place, and then Roman goes immediately and grabs the cat's toy, which is like this fishtail, grabs it and runs into the bedroom with it. Roman loves toys like crazy too. It's just so weird that I have to have a lot of dogs that, now believe me, I have buckets and buckets of toys, and a lot of times right after puppyhood, they just they don't want to be bothered with toys. But yeah, Jasper loves playing, fetch and stuff like that, and it's very funny. Okay, but I have to take a video tomorrow. It's so funny. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's the way Jimmy got this thing to glow. It looks just crazy. All right, back to our show. All right, let's see. Now let me go back here. All right, so we went over the cryptic message. Someone said, this is a long shot. Did she have a Spotify account? If so, can you see what she was listening? Some people listen to a certain music genre depending on their mood, and that's true. It doesn't even have to be Spotify. They could check YouTube, because a lot of people listen to music on YouTube, and other things, right? Okay. Let's see. Picture of the inside. Okay. Well, there's a prayer here. Along with this, let's see. Let's see. Put that there. Gonna go over it there. There you go. So someone, Heavenly Father, we lift up our entire search team gathered on Palomar Mountain. Grant us unwavering hope, sharp focus, and physical strength as we navigate this terrain. Guide our steps, clear our eyes, and let every resource and effort align so that we can find this missing person and bring them home safely. Keep all of us protected out there, and let a spirit of endurance carry us through every hour of this search. We place our trust in you, your guidance, and pray for a swift, safe rescue. Amen. That was the prayer before they went off there to search on the 17th. Okay, and here's the flyer. Let me put that up, because this is what they're wanting shared. Okay, Angelica Brophy, date of birth 5/17/82, 5'5", 130 pounds. Her vehicle was found on 7/9/2026 in Palomar Mountain State Park near Doane Valley. The area was searched, but Brophy was not located. If you have any information, please contact Detective Malone. And there's his email and telephone number, 760-435-4537. Okay, so let me see what... Okay, so here's another, let me see. So here's something from the Sun. The heck? Okay, here. Let me put this out there. Okay, last known movements of Angelica Brophy. July 6th, 4 p.m. July 6th, 3:30 p.m. She was seen at Harrah's Resort in Valley Center. July 6th, 4 p.m. approximately, purchased a parking pass to Palomar Mountain State Park. July 6th, 9:30 p.m., she's reported missing. July 8th, police attempt to contact her cell phone with no response. July 9th, her vehicle is found in the parking lot by her husband on July 9th. July 9th to the 11th, search and rescue teams conduct 3 unsuccessful searches. July 12th, dive teams search pond and park but do not find her. And also, just so you know, on the 13th, they also searched, okay, with the diving and did not find her. Surveillance footage captured the mother of 2 who works as an emergency room nurse leaving the casino around 3:30 p.m. before driving to Palomar Mountain State Park with the parking receipt showed her vehicle entered at 4:20 p.m. She never returned home. She failed to pick up her daughter from camp that afternoon, prompting her husband to report her missing when he was unable to contact her. But they said that she already had arrangements for someone else to pick her up. Police attempted to ping Brophy's cell phone, but investigators say it was either switched off or had a dead battery. 3 days later, her vehicle was found abandoned in a parking lot at Palomar Mountain State Park, sparking a massive search involving deputies, search and rescue crews, drones, canine teams, and dozens of volunteers. Over 4 days, specialists searched more than 1,800 of acres of rugged terrain and nearby waterways, but no trace of her has been found. As the investigation continues into its second week, dive teams have joined the search, focusing on bodies of water around Palomar Mountain in the hope of uncovering new clues. Oceanside Police Department, which is now leading the investigation, said there is currently no indication of foul play. Captain Nick Nunez said detectives are reviewing surveillance footage from Harrah's Resort and they are working to determine whether Brophy was with anyone at the casino or if anyone appeared to be following her before she drove to Palomar Mountain. Her distraught brother, Martin Fabregas, said that the family organized a search party to take place while police continued to forensically comb the surrounding areas. The group planned to meet at the entrance to the state park with the flyer urging everyone to come together, plan, and organize to bring Angelica home. Her brother said he lives in Toronto but flew over as soon as he heard. I can't believe what is happening, but we will do everything to find my sister. Another brother, Ramon, said Brophy had been expected to collect her daughter from camp that afternoon. She disappeared. She took her daughter to camp and was expected to pick her up. According to friends from work, they had gone there back in February. See, this is conflicting with people saying she arranged and the official facts that she arranged for someone earlier in the day to pick her up. The brother and Brophy's husband called him later that day after he was unable to reach her. Her husband called asking if he heard from her. Fabregas said no. I said no. Family members have traveled from across North America to help search for the missing mom and distribute flyers throughout North Country. It's a wait and see, Martin added. I don't want to go to dark places. We're trying to encourage everybody to stay positive, stay strong. Another brother, Manny Fabregas, admitted the uncertainty has been devastating. We're all in a state of limbo right now, and it's hard to move on without any leads, he said. Brophy's sister-in-law, Lisa Fabregas, described her as a devoted mother who would do anything for her children. She is one of the most wonderful, thoughtful women that I know. She loves life, and we really just need her back. Okay, let me go on over here. And the state park has a self-pay honor system if no one's in the office. So it doesn't necessarily mean she was the only one to obtain the pass, just that her vehicle entered at that time. Let's see. Someone said this is very suspicious behavior in terms of decisions made. I'm a night shift nurse as well. I don't know anyone with children who works night shift who is going to go to a resort all day, but she wasn't there all day. Doing what? Drinking? You can't if you're working that night. And then going hiking 2 hours before their shift. I don't know where she lives in proximity to this park, but to go on a hike at that time, but still have time to get home, shower, eat, see her kids before she has to leave for work? No way. And almost everyone I know tries to lay down or take a nap before work, especially if someone else is picking their kids up for them. That right there tells me she was not planning on going to work that night. It feels like she either met someone else there and left in their car. Did they check other parking permits bought around 4 p.m. in her text message is? Or she went into that park not intending to come out. Has anyone mentioned whether she was acting like herself recently? Has she seemed happy, depressed, stressed, healthy? Praying for her friends and family during this incredibly stressful and difficult time. I hope she is well. Let's see. Someone said, yeah, Harrah's casino to the Palomar makes you think that something was following her. Hopefully cameras can pick up on her car and who else was behind her. Also, it's really bold of her to hike alone. Always have a buddy, especially if the area does not have a lot of people around. I hope they find this beautiful mom soon. My thoughts and prayers to the family and friends. Someone said, I know some people feel these questions aren't helpful, but I respectfully disagree. They are the same questions I imagine investigators are trying to answer as they work to reconstruct Angelica's timeline. Based on the information that's been made public, there are aspects of the timeline that naturally raise questions. If she was scheduled to report for work at 7 p.m., entering the Palomar Mountain State Park at approximately 4:20 p.m. seems unusual from what has been reported. It also appears arrangements had been made for someone else to pick up her child, so that responsibility may have already been covered. What stands out to me is the sequence of events, being at Harrah's resort and then driving to a state park only a few hours before a scheduled night shift. As a nurse, that doesn't fit the routine I would expect before working overnight, which is why I find the timeline difficult to reconcile. I'm not suggesting any particular conclusion. I simply hope investigators are able to determine what happened and bring answers to Angelica's family, praying for her well-being and safe return. Let's see. Any reason for her to want to take off? It feels like this could be a real possibility, but I imagine her close friends would be the ones to answer those questions. Like, what was her state of mind leading up to this? Okay, I heard her passport was among her belongings. As one who travels a lot, this seems odd unless she'd recently traveled or had pending plans to. Harrah's video surveillance, are police absolutely positive it's her leaving there? Messages she could have left at the casino restroom stall, for instance, if under duress or being threatened. Where exactly did she go inside the casino? Casinos have a ton of cameras, so one would think her every move there was covered. Okay. Someone said this is so much like the William Perper story, the man who owned Kona Ice in Ramona. Wait, Kona Ice, that sounds so familiar. Parked at the entrance of a trail, all the same items left in the car and now gone. Kona Ice. Let's see. Search timeline, the Apple Watch. Okay, so let me see. Yes, she actually did, just confirmed by my daughter, her sister-in-law. They're at her house now. It was a very common thing to do among the moms to have someone pick her daughter up. Just trying to see if there's anything else here. Okay, let's see. Somebody did post a picture of her car. I showed you the car already, right? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know where she could be, right? Where is she, though? If she decided to take her own life, where is she? How come they haven't found her? What is the terrain like? Is she, you know... Hi, Renee. Oh, Renee's had that name for a while, Rosalita. That's her real name. I always say she's a good one, not a bad one. Because I was like, when she first came in, I was like, is this a troll or not, right? But that was years ago. Renee's been here for a while. Okay, let's see. So yeah, what do you think happened to her, Rosalita? What do you think happened, Renee? What do you think happened? What do you think happened? Right? A good one, not a bad one. That's what I said, because I actually said that to her. I said, Renee, good one, are you a good one or a bad one? She turned out to be a good one. But I don't know. I don't think it's anything good. I really don't know. I don't think there's any foul play. I think there was something major going on in her life. I think she might have gone to the casino to see if she could do something. If she had a player's card, it's possible she could have got herself into some problems with gambling. Easy to do, right? We need more good people in this world. We do. Yes, we do. Good uns. What is going on there? Look at that black thing showing up that paper. So, what do you think? What do you guys think on this? Oh, and I'm just updating you. Lindsay Clancy, 5 jurors were chosen. They need 18. They need 18. So nothing starting tomorrow as in terms of closing arguments. tortured? I don't know. It looks like she was by herself. But where did she go? Where'd she go? But didn't this happen one other time? You know when this happened? What about that father? Remember that father that killed his children and then took off, and they didn't find him for a while, and then they found him? Didn't they find him? And there's a lot of cliffs and stuff. They could find, you know, it could be hard. Now, you would think if something did happen that there would be some kind of decomposition smell, but I don't know what the situation is with animals there. It just seems it's a mystery. Surely a mystery. All right, let me take a look at what else is going on. Five dead after group tries to rescue a swimmer in Ohio River. Wow. 2 children now in state care. Uh-oh, what happened? 2 children under 10 were left without guardians. They're now in the custody of Family Services, according to the Delaware County Sheriff's Office. 5 people died after attempting to rescue a swimmer in Ohio's Scioto River during a summer outing. Authorities urge caution near water and stress the importance of life jackets and knowing your swimming abilities. 5 people have died. 2 children have been left without guardians after a group of bystanders rushed into an Ohio river to save a person who was struggling to swim. Okay, Monday, July 20th. Authorities were first alerted to the incident when a person driving in the Columbus, Ohio area called 911 around 9 p.m. local time on Sunday, July 19th, after spotting a clearly distraught child who was running along the road looking for help. Sheriff Jeffrey Balzer said that the child had told the motorist that her family was in the river. Oh my goodness. The group of people had gathered along the river. Let's see what happened. They understand the group of people came to the river sometime in the evening to enjoy themselves on a summer night, including some fishing. One of the folks got into the river to go swimming, and that's when the tragedy started to occur. Other people in attendance quickly jumped in the water to help the first person, but they began to struggle too. When the rescue crews arrived at the scene on Sunday night, they pulled 2 adult women from the water and transported them to local hospitals, where they were later pronounced dead. The bodies of 3 men were then found in the river on Monday morning. 2 children under the age of 10 who were present at the scene were given to the custody of Family Services, as they are unsure if there are more people unaccounted for due to the language barrier. Balzer also shared that authorities believe the people in attendance were 2 sets of parents, 2 children, and at least 1 other person. Scioto River runs about 230 miles from west central Ohio and flows southeast through Columbus. The water in the Powell area reaches a maximum depth of 40 feet, though much of the river is mostly about 20 feet or less. Wow. Rivers are dangerous. With those currents, they are dangerous. Yeah, they are dangerous. Milk shortages now? What? There are milk shortages now? $1 billion milk company has been forced to halt production following a devastating cyber attack. Fairlife, owned by Coca-Cola, I never knew that, announced on July 16th that it had detected unauthorized access by a third party to some of its computer systems, including those that support production operations. The company said the breach was linked to a ransomware attack, prompting it to take portions of its network offline and temporarily suspend production at all U.S. facilities while it investigates and restores its systems. You know, we used to have a milk company up here, 2 of them as kids, that were local. And we didn't have milkmen. We had milkmen in New Jersey from a local place. But up here, there were dairies, because we have a lot of dairy farms up here. So you can just go to a farm and get milk. We get our meat from the farm down the road, everything, you know. But there's, was it dairy? I just thought about its name is Crowley. But I wonder if that's even around. I haven't seen Crowley in the stores in a long time. And then the other one, when I was a kid also, it was red. And I forget what the name of that one was. But that one, I believe, too, was a local dairy. Now this one is owned by Coca-Cola. It's a big Fairlife, right? Coca-Cola said the full scope of the cyber attack and its impact remain under investigation. The disruption has raised concerns about potential supply issues, as Fairlife products are found in approximately 1 in 4 households. Well, we had it one time recently, I think, but just for the half and half or something. We don't. That's not the milk we get. Making the brand a staple for millions of American consumers. While products already on store shelves are safe to consume, a prolonged production shutdown could make some Fairlife items harder to find in grocery stores. I've noticed that we went to the grocery store the other night, and the shelves were missing. There was so much stuff missing. It was ridiculous. Oh, the fruit. Let me tell you something. The fruit was outrageously bad. And I am so pissed because I bought raspberries, right? And I looked at them through both sides, put them in. I didn't open the top of it. But when we got home, Ethan goes, "Mom, what is going on with these? This is something I have never seen. This is not like mold or anything. This is black. It's black. It's the weirdest thing." And now with all that stuff on the lettuce, it was so creepy. I said, "What is that?" And it was like in the middle. It was disgusting. I took a picture of it. I tried to call over there today and say, like, what the hell? Couldn't get through on the phone lines. They had no email number. So I was pissed. I have a picture, and I'm going to, it's an hour each way to go to that grocery store. Anyway, and even the strawberries I got, they were okay, but they weren't. Jimmy took pictures in there before we even knew about the raspberries. They had, like, plums. It was like they were saying 84 cents each or something. They were all rotten. It was disgusting. Yeah. And I thought, like, I looked at the raspberries, and now Jimmy says, now you're not going to be able to have raspberries without opening the thing and actually looking at them, because you looked for the top and the bottom, you didn't see anything. It's just the weirdest thing I've never seen. And in all the time that I've ever purchased raspberries in the store, it was disgusting. Okay. So where is that now? There's a milk shortage. Okay, Fairlife. Yeah, Fairlife. I don't know. Do you guys use Fairlife milk? We don't. And that fire captain, his wife, and 3 sons killed in that Utah flood. That's horribly devastating. The daughter was the only survivor. Let's see. See what else we have. And then don't eat any Taylor Farm lettuce. The FDA recall on it remains active. What else is going on? Tragic end in a search for a 24-year-old mom who went missing in Idaho. Okay, here's, let's see, this mom. After months of searching in Idaho, officials confirmed they found the remains of the 24-year-old mother. Chantel Williams was last seen December 12, 2025, walking in an area of Marble Creek in Shoshone County wearing a blanket. The Spokane medical examiner said the skeletal remains found by a kayaker on the St. Joe River on July 5th belonged to Williams. When the mother from Deer Park, Washington, first went missing, officials said she may have been experiencing a mental health crisis. A search was launched utilizing resources such as dive teams, canine units, and drones. However, on December 18th, officials announced that the search was called off. Unfortunately, it said that the sheriff's office had exhausted all of their resources and the search was called off. The Williams family has been notified, and they took the time to express their gratitude and appreciation for all the help they received when the kayaker discovered the mother's remains in a shallow lagoon. He believed the bones were from an animal before paddling closer, realizing they were human. Okay, and a now deleted GoFundMe launched by Williams' brother. He noted that Williams was a single mother of 2 children. The dental records confirm her identity. And on behalf of the men and women of the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office, we extend our deepest condolences to Chantel's family and loved ones. Is their statement. While this is not the outcome anyone hoped for, we are grateful that we were able to provide answers and bring a measure of closure to her family. I want to thank the Spokane County Medical Examiner's Office, and the Shoshone County Coroner's Office, search and rescue personnel, and law enforcement partners for their professionalism, dedication, and assistance throughout this investigation. Okay. Very sad. 2 children were killed in a New Jersey boating crash. Massive wildfire in NorCal explodes to California's biggest this year. Oh boy. Let's see what this is going on. Put this over here. Okay. The Biscar fire, located in Lacey County, burned only 4,000 acres after it was first reported Saturday, but now it has scorched over 30,000 acres, which is prompting mass evacuations of more than 300 square miles in Lacey County. Let's see. It was reported around noon Saturday on Snowstorm Road and Vincent Canyon, 24 miles northeast of Susanville. First orders to evacuate the area arrived in the first 6 hours. The fire reached 46 square miles by Sunday evening, was only 5% contained. The department said the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Let me get this over here. There we go. California Department of Transportation said Highway 395 is closed in the area. Before the Biscar fire, the state's biggest fire of the year was the Santa Rosa Island fire in Santa Barbara in May, which burned 18,379 acres. Okay, let's see what happened here. It's Lindsay Clancy. We know there's 5 jurors found. Sleeper agents poised. Okay. What do we got here? "19-year-old soldier from Texas killed in a base attack in Jordan." Two employees at a Connecticut nursing home arrested in the death of a 93-year-old patient. Unbelievable. Nancy Guthrie investigators get urgent call to action to find her body from an ex-FBI agent. Okay, an ex-FBI agent. Oh, there was an explosion outside of 26 Federal Plaza in New York City. You should see me calling my daughter on this today. My daughter's just so desensitized from all of this, okay? So I'm like, where are you? I'm like, there was a bomb in the... Okay, all right, yeah, it's okay, yep, everything's fine, it's downtown, it's all good. I'm like, but they're it's just, it's a shame. that people have to be desensitized by that stuff because it happens so much, is right. Man and a woman killed in apparent murder-suicide at a Las Vegas nursing home. Did I tell you we had a confirmed tornado? Remember when I told you I was hiding in the basement? Not hiding in the basement, that I was seeking shelter in the basement because my warning came out? Yeah. There was a confirmed tornado in Hancock, New York, which is not far from me. Here, let me see if I can show it to you. I told you we'd never had tornadoes up here, and now there's been 3 that have hit all around us. Let's see. Tornado cuts a 15-mile path in New York's southern tier. Remember when I took you up to see what it did to the apple pond farm? Yeah, when we went out for our anniversary, we went downtown and ate, and yeah, the guys with the electric company, they were saying they were still, working to get people. A lot of people had trees fall on things. This is right there. Hang on, I'm trying to get over here to this. Tornado crossed 2 southern tier counties Saturday evening, carrying a 15-mile long path and lasting 19 minutes. The same storm created a 105-mile-per-hour micro-burst. According to the National Weather Service, the tornado touched down in Sanford in Broome County at 6:12 p.m. and headed into Delaware County. Its peak wind was 95 miles per hour and its peak width 300 yards. The path ended at 6:31 p.m. in Hancock, New York. While no one was injured, the tornado was strong enough to uproot trees and even lift a gazebo. It also caused significant damage at the Hancock Golf Course. The twister first touched down as an EFO along Farham Road, where it snapped and uprooted trees. It also damaged an old barn and threw a gazebo into a pond. EF0 or EFO tornadoes have wind speeds of 65 to 85 miles per hour. The tornado then strengthened to an EF1 as it approached Route 41, snapping power lines before it crossed over the Aquaga Creek. According to the Weather Service, EF1 tornadoes have wind speeds of 86 to 110 miles per hour. Most of the damage was reserved to downed trees, including one that fell on top of a car. The tornado took the metal skirting out from underneath a home on Farnham Road. Let's see what we have. Here's some other stuff. Let's see. This is Sanford. Much of upstate New York was under a severe weather watch throughout Saturday afternoon and into the evening as residents were warned of wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour, ping-pong-size hail, and tornadoes. Yeah, when I got the thing to go down, it said seek shelter immediately. Go into your basement. Then if you don't have a basement, I got into the basement. I was the only one here. Everyone was at the other house. I came home, like I said, to do something, and all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. And then that warning, and I was like, I'm going in the basement. Not chancing it. Okay. see what we got here. Tornado, tornado, tornado. Yeah, this is the one. Hang on a minute. There's something here I wanted to show. That one you've seen. That. There was this one where it showed like all of the yeah, just what I mean, all this crazy weather, fires, there floods. And I don't want to say too much, but it just sometimes it's like, what is going on, right? It really puts things in perspective when you're, like you have no control over that weather. What happens there? Could just be devastating in just a second. Everything can change. As is life, everything can change in a second. Okay. All right, let's see. You'll take a hurricane over a tornado. Hi, Heart Made Wise. Memorial Day weekend in 1997 went through our backyard in Clifton Park, New York. Lost your roof and 2 trees. Yikes. Yeah, I got the warning on my phone, Rosalita, and I told, because Jimmy called me from there. He said it's really bad. He's like, the wind is really, really bad. And I said, I wasn't hearing it here because I don't know, the windows were closed. I didn't hear the wind, but I saw the rain start to come in the lightning, and then my phone started that that crazy sound. I'm like, what is that? And it said, seek shelter immediately. It said, if you have a basement, go into your basement. If you don't have a basement, get into the interior, all that stuff. So I have a basement, so I went right down to the basement. Yeah. And I stayed there until I think it was like 15 minutes. And then came out and then went over to the other house with everybody. But I wasn't going to risk it. No way. I think it's around when we had a couple hit in the wee hours during the break. Really? Wow. You were in a car? What? I don't see a smoothie. What smoothie are you making? I don't see. Where are you making a smoothie? Hello, Sassy. I don't see. Where are you making a smoothie? Hi, Super Chat. I'm missing a lot of people. Sorry if I miss you in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm not intentionally skipping over your name. I just I'm not seeing a lot of things because Jen Grill is talking about some smoothie and I don't see anything about a smoothie. But sometimes Jen is way behind in the chat. Okay, let's go on and see what else is going on, right? All right. How much? A man died of a cardiac emergency after riding Disney's It's a Small World attraction. It's a small world after all. A teen girl was shot in the chest by a masked man during a robbery on a New York City subway platform. What is going on? She survived the gunshot wound to her chest, but she... hold on a minute. The 18-year-old was shot by a masked robber trying to snatch her purse late Sunday. Ashley Nicastro not only miraculously survived the gunshot wound to her chest, but also managed to make it back home Monday to recuperate as police scoured the city for the shooter. And her father, Michael Nicastro, said, I hope the cops get to him before I do, because it's going to be pretty ugly for this guy. I'm going to kill this MFer, is what the father said. The teenager's close brush with death unfolded as she waited on the President Street Medgar Evers College Station subway platform around 11:45 p.m. after work. A still unidentified man wearing a mask stalked up and tried to rob her. Michael DeCastro said the crook snatched a chain from his daughter that carried great sentimental value. It wasn't even real, she said. It was a necklace of my mother who'd passed away, and her. She was so close to my mother, and she didn't have any money on her. He fired a single shot, and it hit Ashley in the chest. He then ran up nearby stairs and onto the street, where he was last seen wearing all black, a red hat, and a black face mask. Police later tracked the woman's bag from a phone ping at Pacific Street and Utica Avenue, around 1.5 miles from the subway station where she was shot. No arrests have been made, and the investigation is ongoing. Thank God it didn't hit any organs or major blood vessels, her father said. Now she's sleeping. Wow. Dangerous man arrested for setting a school bus on fire in Times Square. Oh my gosh. Apparently, what do they have here? Teens beat a man on a train on Union Square subway stop. So much crap going on, huh? And they have Nolan Wells' funeral, and still so much going on in that case. That's oh. Two mass shootings in Minneapolis in less than 24 hours. The rise of micro weddings, while less is more. Well, isn't that why they do the destination weddings? Isn't that the micro weddings? Let's see here. All right, let's see. So let's just, Lindsay Clancy. Jury selection got underway for Lindsay Clancy trial. I'm sorry, I don't know if she's trying to look like this, because she definitely did not look like this prior. I don't know if she's trying with this look on her face. A lot, you know, people may think it's a blank look. Some other people think it's a really sinister look. I think, I don't know. It's a creepy look. So let's see. She's accused of strangling. Well, she's not accused. She's admitted she strangled her children. But she said she's not guilty by, well, I forget, they call it something else. They're not saying insanity. They have a different word for it. Prosecutors argue that Lindsay Clancy, 35 years old, methodically planned to kill her three children. They include 5-year-old Cora Clancy, 3-year-old Dawson Clancy, and 8-month-old Callan Clancy. In January of 2023, by sending her husband Patrick to pick up takeout food and then a child's medication, and strangling them with exercise bands while he was gone. And after the murders, she cut her wrists and jumped out of a second-story window, which left her paralyzed. But the matter of that is kind of for debate, too, if you hear people, because, like we have to hear the doctor really say this. She has pled not guilty to 3 counts of murder, and Clancy's defense attorney, Kevin Reddington, does not contest, they don't contest the fact of the killings, but they argue that Clancy lacked criminal responsibility, also known as an insanity defense, due to psychosis induced by over-medication meant to treat postpartum psychological issues. The case sparked nationwide conversation about postpartum mental health, as some mothers shared their own stories of hallucinations, paranoia, suicidal thoughts after childbirth, in a message shared by a family member. Well, yeah, but that none of that is admissible, the judge already said. You can have experts come, but you're not just going to have random people come, because that's going to make the trial last forever, because then the prosecution would get to question, it's just not going to happen. Patrick Clancy, her husband at the time, said the real Lindsay was generously loving and caring towards everyone, me, our kids, family, friends. The very fibers of her soul are loving. All I wish for her now is that she can somehow find peace. "12 weeks after the birth of her third child, Clancy began experiencing debilitating anxiety, depression, and insomnia, which prompted her to seek psychiatric treatment in September of 2022. After taking a prescribed antidepressant, her symptoms worsened. But we saw the lawsuit. She did not take this medication as prescribed. She didn't take it when they prescribed it. She took it. I went through this when we had this lawsuit in front of us. There was no way that she even allowed this to work or whatever. It was crazy what was in that lawsuit. The lawsuit details a variety of different medications she was prescribed in the months before the children's deaths, including antidepressants, sleep aids, anxiety medication. After starting an antipsychotic and a mood stabilizer, her condition worsened and she began experiencing auditory hallucinations, according to the lawsuit. In late December 2023, she admitted herself to a psychiatric hospital after experiencing suicidal ideation and was discharged days later. Yeah, but she was discharged, was it AMA? Because she wanted to go to her daughter's birthday party. The hallucinations soon resumed, and on January 24th, 2023, she awoke with suicidal thoughts and severe depression, made her children breakfast, took one to the pediatrician, built a snowman with them in the backyard. When her husband left to pick up dinner, a voice told her, "This is your last chance to kill your children." But yeah, they don't tell you that. Her husband asked her how she slept, and she said it was one of the best nights ever. Yeah. Okay. Clancy said she lost all control. Her body started acting without any control, according to the lawsuit. She consistently maintains that her actions were compelled by hallucinatory voice, not a conscious decision, and expresses profound, enduring love for her children. Okay, ahead of jury selection, the prosecution and defense have submitted potential witness lists, filed from pretrial motions that offer a glimpse into how the murder trial may proceed. The prosecution and defense have collectively listed more than 200 people as potential witnesses, although it is not likely that all of them will testify. Patrick Clancy is included on both the prosecution and defense teams' lists of potential witnesses. Other witnesses included are the Massachusetts State Police troopers, Duxbury police officers, firefighters, local doctors, medical examiners. And those on the defense include family members, friends, the Clancy family's nanny, as well as psychiatrists and psychologists who either have treated Clancy or have expertise in clinical and forensic psychology, though Judge William Sullivan granted the prosecution's motion to exclude 4 expert witnesses included on the list by Reddington. The judge previously blocked a key piece of the defense strategy on July 13th by denying a request to allow testimony from other women about their experiences with postpartum psychosis. The judge also ruled the prosecution can play for the jury the emotional 911 call made by Patrick Clancy on January 24th, 2023, when he returned home to find his wife on the lawn and his children unresponsive and not breathing in the basement. The jury will be allowed to visit the former Clancy home in Duxbury at the request of the prosecution, after the judge overruled the objections of the current homeowner, Michael Phippen, a defense lawyer and former Plymouth County prosecutor. The judge also allowed the prosecution's motion to introduce autopsy and crime scene photos of the 3 children. So actually, it was an Army veteran who was arrested for setting off fireworks and igniting a fire outside of that federal building in New York City. An Army veteran. Let's see about this. A man was arrested after the FBI and New York City Police Department say he ignited fireworks and started a fire outside of a federal building in Lower Manhattan on Monday morning. The incident happened around 8:20 a.m. outside of 26 Federal Plaza, and that's a building that houses dozens of agencies, including the FBI, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. FBI New York Assistant Director James Barnacle said the man, his name is Andrew Anabaka, 43 years old, a U.S. Army veteran from Poughkeepsie, with an address in Harlem. He served in the regular Army from 2001 to July 2004, and in the Army National Guard from 2004 to 2005. He had no deployments, and he left the Army in the rank of specialist. The FBI New York Assistant District James Barnacle said Arabica came armed with 2 axes, a machete, 3 knives, fireworks, and other destructive devices. NYPD Commissioner Jennifer Tisch said the suspect ignited a bundle of fireworks before dumping flammable liquid outside the building and setting it on fire. Federal agents ran up to the suspect, tackled him, and the fire department quickly put out the blaze. He came armed with bad intentions, Barnacle said, looking to injure people and harm people. He described Arabica as an anti-ICE activist who had a small cart with him with the slogan, "Ice off our streets," written on it. He is an anti-American, anti-government extremist, Barnacle said. Police sources say Arabica had a previous encounter with federal agents for acting as an emotionally disturbed person, but was not arrested. The FBI New York Joint Terrorism Task Force is investigating the incident. The suspect was carrying 2 airsoft guns, according to Tisch. CBS News law enforcement analyst Richard Esposito described the materials as things that you might use in paintball-type events. Tisch says he fired several pellets into the air before he doused parts of the building in flammable liquid. Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said the man's bag also contained a manifesto. Law enforcement has seized Arabica's car and is working to obtain a search warrant for it. Barnacle said 3 people were hurt, 2 of whom were government employees. 1 person was grazed by the fireworks. A security officer also had minor injuries after tackling the suspect. Video from the scene showed heavy smoke in front of the building and law enforcement arresting a man. The New York City Mayor Mandani calls the incident deeply disturbing and says, and I quote, "My team is in touch with the NYPD and we will support the federal investigation. Our administration will continue to ensure that every New Yorker is safe in their city and hold accountable any who threaten it." Okay, let's see here. That looks like that right there. Okay. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. What is that? Father and son. Father and son. Get over here. A Rhode Island fugitive doctor was found after 20 years hiding on a sailboat. Wow, Coral Gables, Florida. Silver lining. Look at this guy. He doesn't look pleased. 20 years? What was he running from? Silver lining, Coral Gables, Florida. Fugitive doctor from Rhode Island who spent more than 20 years dodging his own R trial has finally been captured after being found living aboard a sailboat off the U.S. coast. Ronald L. Fisher, 70 years old, was arrested on Thursday by U.S. Marshals after investigators received new information about his whereabouts and tracked him down to a 56-foot sailing vessel named the Silver Lining. It was near the New York-New Jersey coastline. Agents working with the FBI intercepted the boat about an hour offshore and took Fisher into custody without incident. Fisher was arrested on a United States Marshal Service warrant for unlawful flight to avoid prosecution. Fisher was then transported aboard the U.S. Coast Guard vessel to Coast Guard Station, Staten Island, New York, where custody was transferred to local law enforcement officials. Officials discovered that Fisher had been operating the sailboat under the name Richard Graydon, one of the many aliases investigators say he used while he was hiding from authorities. Books on how to evade law enforcement were discovered during a search of Fisher's residence, and it was determined that he had been using an onion router to conceal his IP addresses and avoid identification. The former anesthesiologist had been on the run since 2005 when he disappeared from Rhode Island during his trial on charges stemming from allegations that he SA'd 46-year-old Cheryl Gingrich aboard his yacht. Gingrich had testified at the time of the trial that she and Fisher were on their first date after meeting online and were on board his 60-foot boat, Lion King, docked in Portsmouth Marina when the R took place. Let's see, hold on a minute. This is 2003 it was? Okay. During the 2003 assault, she told the police, "All I could think of is I'm alone in this bottom of this boat. No one will hear me if I scream." In 2005, Fisher sent an email to his attorneys titled "Goodbye," stating he was leaving the United States rather than risking conviction, adding he intended to enjoy life in another country where I have long been carefully planning a good, safe, secure, and comfortable life. Despite fleeing before the conclusion of the trial, Fisher was later convicted, even though he was absent, of first-degree SA and remained wanted for failing to appear in court and flight to avoid prosecution. For years, authorities described him as a skilled sailor with international connections who had used multiple aliases while staying one step ahead of law enforcement. Fisher was featured multiple times in America's Most Wanted as detectives and Rhode Island State Police chased numerous reported sightings over the years. His decade-long escape finally came to an end after investigators received new information about his whereabouts and launched a coordinated operation involving the Rhode Island Violent Fugitive Task Force, the FBI, U.S. Marshals, and Coast Guard, according to the press release. And the Manhattan District Attorney's Office says fingerprints taken from Fisher by the Marshal Service and analyzed by the FBI confirm he is the same man that was on trial for the R charges in Rhode Island 21 years ago. The arrest brought an end to one of Rhode Island's largest running fugitive searches The arrest demonstrates that time does not erase accountability. The U.S. Marshal for the District of Rhode Island said for more than 20 years, Ronald Fisher believed he had successfully escaped justice. The men and women of Rhode Island's Violent Fugitive Task Force, together with our partners, remain committed to ensuring that day would eventually come. Okay. Gingrich said that she too was celebrating Fisher's arrest and said the trauma of the incident consumed nearly every aspect of her life. She said leaving her afraid to leave her home and forcing her to abandon her career as an English professor, and she always lived in fear of seeing him again because she never felt that he was far away. Fisher was arraigned in Manhattan on Friday. Let's see. And he was remanded and waived extradition. Okay. And that's that on there, huh? Okay. Let's think. Oh my gosh. Amy Fisher's son charged for possibly microwaving a cat. Amy Fisher's son, that's the Long Island Lolita. Oh my gosh. It's horrible. All right, let me go to where you guys are. Hi, Ivy Speed. How are you? How you doing, Ivy? How's it going? Ready for the word game? Alrighty. Daily puzzle. Okay, 9. 9 is good. Uh-oh. let's see here now. Ending, yeah, we got ending there, yep. And I don't know, video. Who wants to watch a movie? Any members here, Patreons, want to watch a movie? Type up a 3. Let's see of what interest we have. Type up a 3. Oh, Jen's going to bed, so I guess she's not doing that. She's going to bed. But I don't know. Let's see. Type up a 3. Denim. Okay. Denim. Too sleepy, Jen says. She's too sleepy. What movie? I don't know. We watched the Andrea Yates documentary the other night. I'm trying to think what else is. Do you know something good, Ivy, that you'd like to watch? Ivy says 3. Do you have Zoom, Ivy? Do you know how to use Zoom? Oh, before, yeah, that's good. Dinge. I think we tried Dinge and it didn't work. Okay, Mind. All right, that's there. What about the next one? Any true crime is good? Okay. All right. I need to sound more enthusiastic. Oh, I'm enthusiastic. Can't you hear it, White Angel? Hey, 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 hey. I'm really enthusiastic. It's good. I just don't know what everybody wants to do. Midge. 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 You're right. All right, well, let me put the numbers there first, and then I'm going to go look at the numbers. I mean, I'm going to go look at, not the numbers, the movies. But I'm going to go put the numbers in the Patreon and the member post. Let me do this here too. Patreon, Patreon, Patreon. Don't patronize me, Patreon. Okay. Create. Create a post. Come on. Bye, Murder of Crows. Who never wants to watch a movie with us, that's okay. Why do you hate us? Okay. All right, it says, let's see. New on Netflix in 2026 July. Let's see. Little House on the Prairie. What is that? The series Little House on the Prairie is based on Laura Ingalls Wilder. It's got all new people in it. What is going on? I don't even understand what that is. Okay. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Oh, these are not just true crime. These are just... I don't see anything that's new there. So, Gone Girl. Would you believe I've never seen Gone Girl? Don't tell me. I know that it's like something I just don't even tell me. I know the premise of it, but okay. They're saying Gabby Petito, American Murder, Lacey Peterson, American Nightmare, Dub, the real life Gone Girl, the Tinder Swindler filmmakers, Felicity Morris, and let's see what this takes viewers on a journey through one of couple's harrowing experience with a home invader. American Nightmare, I think I saw it. Anne Bradley is missing. None of these are new. Bad Influence, the bad side of kid influencing, yeah. Cold Case, Who Killed John Benet Ramsey, A Deadly American Marriage. Jason Corbett created a profile on an au pair agency asking for help raising his young kids, Jack and Sarah. He hired 24-year-old American Molly Martins, and the two eventually fell in love, marrying in 2011, moving the family to North Carolina. Okay, yeah. Don't F with Cats, Girl in the Picture. Here's Linda coming in. The Long Island Serial Killer, Gone Girls. What are we? Into the Fire, The Lost Daughter. What is this one? She gave birth to a baby girl in 1974. She was only a teenager. Okay. The Keepers. These are most a Keep, Sweet, Pray, and Obey. Hello, Linda. The Man with 1,000 Kids, that was the infertility doctor. The Menendez Brothers, we've already watched that. Murder on Murders, The Southern Scandal, we've watched that. My Father, the BTK Killer. The Perfect Neighbor is, I think that's about that lady that stand your ground. The Tinder Swindler. Unsolved Mysteries, What Jennifer Did is about Jennifer Pan. Worst Roommate Ever. Unknown Number, The High School Catfish, we've seen that one. Okay, let's see on, so Netflix is like not really having much on there. Let's try to see HBO and see what they have. What are you doing, Linda?
Sitting here.
Oh, okay.
What you doing?
Oh, trying to find something to watch. Let's see. HBO.
I started watching Miss Fisher's.
What?
There's this, are we live?
Yeah.
I started watching this mystery thing from Australia.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
older though. It's Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. HBO Max. Let's see. True crime.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. You can't hear me? You can't hear me? Can you guys in the chat hear me? Hello? Hello? You can't hear me? Oh, she can't hear me. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. She can't hear me. Alrighty, let's see what's going on now with the sound. Oh, see? Can you guys in the chat hear me? Please tell me if you can hear me in the chat. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay. No, the link is on the link's on for the members video. Go get it. Come on. It's right there in the members link. Can the members see the link? It's there. Members only. Members only. Members only. It's right in there. On the community tab. All right, I got to find something. Now let's see. Love Has Won was crazy. Love Has Won. What is that? The Staircase, we've seen that. Last Breath is so good. I'll Be Gone in the Dark. Okay, someone said these are Allen versus Pharaoh. I've seen Alabama Snake, Beware the Slender Man, Going Clear, I'll Be Gone in the Dark, The Jinx. The Jinx is very good. Love Is One, McMillions, Murder on Middle Beach. Oh, we saw Murder on Middle Beach. Surviving Ohio State. Someone said I loved Murder on Middle Beach. Paradise Lost and the sequels. They love that. Mommy Dead and Dearest. The Case Against Adnan Syed. Let's see. The Jinx, one of the best true crime series HBO has made. Last Call, when a serial killer stalked Queer New York. Mind Over Murder, The Vow. Let's see. American Vandal on Netflix is pretty hilarious if you love the genre. Let's see. Life of Crime. Telemarketers, The Vow, The Cheshire Murders. Yogurt Shop Murders. Okay. So tell me what we're going to do, because where did Linda go? Uh-oh. What happened? Oh no, wait a minute. We're still there. Hang on. I thought my internet went out. It scared me. Scared. I was scared. Video. It's in the community posts. That's where you got it last time. Do you remember? Can anybody else that's a member see the community post? Anyone that's a member, can you see the community post with the number? Anyone? Anybody? Anywhere? Can someone please tell me, because it's showing on my end. Video Reel got it there the last time. Can someone tell me, please, if it's showing? I don't know why. Okay, Murder, thank you, Murder. Murder says it's in the community post video, where it was the last time. Linda, where's Linda? Linda, Linda, where did Linda go? Heart? Come on up, Heart. Ivy, do you see the post? Come on up, Ivy. High Speed Drifter, where are you? Come on up. Okay. Hello.
Check my check.
Yeah, you're checked. Ivy,
Yeah.
are you coming up?
We're coming up, baby. We're coming up, baby.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. Come on, Heart.
Keep on drinking that mushroom drink.
No, I'm not drinking any mushroom drink now. Come on, Heart. Come on up.
Come on now. I want to see if anybody else want to be a fool.
Come on, Heart.
Nah, that's not what I'm talking about.
Come on, Heart. Let's go. Come on up.
Heart, come on.
Oh, here she
Heart,
comes.
come on,
Here she
baby.
comes. Here she comes. Heart's here. Ivy, you coming up? Ivy? Linda? Where are you, Linda? Linda, come back now.
My baby dolls.
Hi,
My
Heart.
baby dolls.
Okay.
My baby dolls.
Mm-hmm. Linda, you coming back? Let's see, what happened to Ivy? Ivy, you coming up? Heart, do you have any ideas for a movie?
Watch. Watch what happens.
Debbie Doll, you coming? Come on,
I've been
Debbie.
doing this for years.
It's going to be fun, Debbie. Come on in now.
There was somebody told me today about they watched something called The Silence that they really liked.
On what, Netflix?
If not,
Was it?
yeah, it was on Netflix.
The
It wasn't
Silence
too
on
fun,
what?
but
The
it
Silence.
was like a thriller or something.
Oh, yeah? Okay, I'll check it out. Okay.
It was like a scary movie.
Anybody else? Yeah, you'll find the members number on the list, the community post. It'll be for members, and you can just go in with Zoom. It's very easy, And if you have Zoom, but if you don't have Zoom, you can just download it. It's free. And then you can just go to the posts that I'll bring in. If you're a Patreon, it's in the Patreon posts. Okay? Don't be shy. All right, I'm going to end this here. So we're going to stay in the Zoom. God bless everybody. Prayers for everyone. And we'll see you tomorrow unless you come into the Zoom. Debbie, come on in. Linda, get back
You
in.
better survive. You got to
Come
survive.
see me, Linda.
Come on, Linda.